Hello, Just Jax here and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to continue, because I'm pretty sure I've already started, and if I haven't this will be the beginning, some quick and easy sculptures that you can do at home. Some of them might take a little bit, they're going to be quick to put together. There'll always be drying time in between if you're going to paint stuff. And I'm trying to keep the things that there's chances are you'll have at home. Now I've got a hot glue gun, but you won't necessarily need that for this, just any adhesive will do. You could even tape this idea together. And I'm going to spray paint it to make it quicker, but you can again use any paints you have to hand. Acrylics would probably be best if you're going to tape it together, because they'll go over the tape, but it depends what effect you want to go for. I'm also going to use up some old kiddie nail varnish. It's not that old, I bought it recently for a different project. I've since upgraded and got like a job lot off eBay, because they're slightly better quality for what I want to use them for. But that means I've got 15 kiddie nail varnishes to use up, and they're nice and bright, so that'll go well with this idea. So I've also got a tube from foil or cling film. I think this was a foil tube. And what I did for this particular idea was using a craft knife, and by cutting that, cut it into all approximately the same size rings. Some of them are a little bit deeper than the other, but again, it doesn't really matter. And all we're going to do is just glue them together, try and create a sculpture. We might keep them all this way. We might put some like that. In fact, we might. I'm going to put, I know that much is going to be my starting point, so it can stand anywhere. So let's just get gluing, see what we do, see what we create. And I will try my best not to glue it to the tabletop, which might happen, especially if I put too much glue in between them. Now, where we go from here, I don't know. I think perhaps glue these together in pairs to begin with, because it'll make construction easier. Okay, I've paired a load and I've kept a handful single in case we want to have some joining pieces like that. So let's just, and we can just spin them around willy-nilly, so we might do that to begin with. Alright, that's going to be our sculpture. Very curious to see where we go with painting it. This really interesting design. It stands, it doesn't fall if you give it a... It might go that way. Oh no! I was far too rough with it. It's relatively structurally sound. Right, I won't poke it around too much. I'll actually let the glue dry before I start rough housing it. Yeah, so what I'll get done while that's, well, once that's dry, is I'll dig out my spray paint and spray it. And then when we come back, we'll see what we're going to do colour-wise. If we're going to be all fine-toony with it, or if we're just going to slap this nail varnish on any old way and see what happens. Or drizzle it, drip it, flick it. So many different ideas. It's a little bit on the Celt, but that's okay. We can always work on expanding the base. Alright, we're all spray painted up. All I did do as well, because it kept toppling over when I was spray painting it, was I cut out with another piece of cardboard a piece to glue on the bottom there, just to give it a bit more stability. I'm also thinking I might find some little pebbles from the garden or something and put those in the bottom there as well, just to weigh it down a touch. But we'll do that after we've decorated. Also, honourable mention, credit where credit's due, Games Workshop, well done. This is an old spray paint I had. Me and my other half, we bought this about easily 6 to 10 years ago. We'll say 7. We'll say 7. We'll call it somewhere roughly in the middle at the lower end of the scale. But it's definitely over 6 years old. So yeah, it's got to be 7/8. Used, not all. There was still like half a can left. Still had pressure. Still worked absolutely fine. So, well done, Games Workshop. You might not be cheap, but you do give good product. Right, let's get painting our random abstract sculpture up here. So these are all the cheap nail varnishes that I got. These were like, I think they were 15 for, well, there's 15. It was either like $4.99 or $5.99. I was looking for some nail varnishes, cheap ones, just to start off to have a little test with some other, well, some resin-based project. And I could not find, not one that I was willing to pay for anyway. Like, you could buy individual nail varnishes from the supermarkets for anything between £3.50 for one and £5.50 for one. I was like, that's not what I want. I did find a good box on eBay, so I did get that shortly after getting these. But yeah, they've got to be used up. So that's what I'm going to use to start painting this with, because there's lots of bright colours here. What have we got? We've got, let's move this tub out of the way because we don't need that. We'll pop them in there as and when we're done. We've got a selection of glitters, which I have tested some of. They're colourful when they're in mass like that, but when they're spread out, all you can see is the glitter. So we will use them, but we'll probably use them over the top of some of these colours. So I don't know how we're going to decorate this just yet. I'm going to do what I normally do with this sort of thing and just go for it. I think of maybe trying to do each one different. I thought about dribbling it. This stuff doesn't dribble very well. It's really thick. So I think we could even end up just splodging it on, couldn't we? But then since we've got all these individual rings, should we try and do them individually? Let's just have a look, see how it goes on. Let's pick a random one. Goes on really well. Which I knew it would because it's really thick. And the next question is, do we do the inside the same as the outside? I think probably. I was tempted to do the inside of the circles a different colour. Well, we'll do a few, and that'll give us a little bit of thinking time. You know, we'll do a few just on the outside first, and then we can have a think about what we're going to do as far as the inside goes. I think I'll pick them fairly spaced out so we don't drag. Not that it matters too much, we're not going for finesse here, we're just going for making it bright. Using up old materials. Though for some reason there's a big fat hair hanging from that, probably one of mine. It's still hanging from that, it doesn't want to leave. Oh, it's a bristle it's one really long bristle. Well, let's be done with you. It's looking pretty cool already. I think we will go in and out same colour. So we'll do a few more and then we'll flash forward. Actually, if we're going to do in and out colour, let's just see what one looks like if we go all the way around. Or we could mix it up and do a few all the way around and a few different colours on the inside. We have options. Oops. We also have me knocking everything over. Let's pick. I think we might do some all the way through and some a different colour on the inside. This is going to look pretty cool when it's done. Right, we're going to flash forward at this point. Some will be coloured all the way through, some will have a different colour on the inside. Okay, we're fully painted up with the nail varnish, doused in glitter, glittery nail varnish. And what I've got out of the garden are some little stones. I was going to glue them in, but I think what I'm going to do instead, even though I said I was going to go for a natural look, is I am going to just drop them in there and then pour, because some of these I can actually pour. What we got left? That one, and that one. Pour the nail varnish on top of them. So I'm going to drop stones enough to fill in each. Right, I think that'll do. Save the rest of these for another project, for another day. So let's see if this works. Okay, I can just let it pull in and over, and that will hold them in place. I think that's it. And nudge that over there. But it's looking pretty cool for just a bit of cut up cardboard and some old kitty's nail varnish and a bit of glue. A few pebbles out the garden. So yeah. Hopefully that has the end result that I want it to. Kind of like they're in a little pool of glittery water. We'll see when we come back. We're done. Our little quick, apart from drying time. And even that was quite quick, to be fair to it. Sculpture using random bits you might have kicking around the house. It's done. How cool does that look? To say it started life as an aluminium foil or kitchen foil tube, because they're quite thick, so you can be a bit more rough with them. Some old kitty's nail varnish, a bit of glue and some pebbles out the garden. And that's come out really cool. And it's only on there at the moment because it's a little bit tacky on the underside because we poured nail varnish in there. So it's damn near dry. It's dry enough to manhandle and the stones aren't going to fall out. So the nail varnish did work. When that does dry eventually, you can just give it a little coat of something. Maybe one of the varnishes just to finish it off. That's what I'll do. But yeah. I'm pleasantly surprised with how cool that looks. So let me just get up close and personal for you so you can see a bit better the sparkle that I see. Look at that. It is pretty cool, right? Oh yeah, the little sparkly stones. Now if I get in really close, yeah, you can see the sparkle. And it did show up better on the darker colours. It does show up on it all because I put so much sparkle on there. But it does, if I can get that in focus. Yeah, you can, oh, and it went out of focus. And it's out of focus again. There we go. All those little tiny dots, that's the sparkle. There you go, on the pink. That pink number right there, that's the sparkle. Same for the green, the red. Oh yeah, the red's really showing it up nicely there. So yeah, that's pretty cool, right? Just give it a little rotate. He looks like a bit of a robot saying hi there. Makes me think of a tree this way round, or a flower. Not too sure about that side. Maybe a dinosaur. Eyes, big old nose, tail whipping round the back there. So yeah, I like it. I hope you do too. And if not, that's your opinion. You don't have to like it. That's the beauty of art. It's different for everyone. But yeah, all that aside, I hope it's giving you some ideas of things that you can do yourself. A really easy abstract sculpture that you don't have to spend a whole heap on. You can literally use things that are kicking around. Most people have got some nail varnish or some paint of some such. You could use house paint to do this. You know, it's like I say, especially if you've got kids, you're going to have some random bits of things that you can throw together. And if not, and you really want to do it, all of those are like $4.99. There's some cheap acrylics that you can get, if I can find them. These are like less than £2. Colvin & Co. So it doesn't have to be, it can be whatever you can find to hand. Like say some old house paint, you don't even have to colour it up, you could just leave it white. You could draw on it with pencil. So yeah, like I say, I hope it's giving you some ideas. Something that you could do yourself. Something you could do with your kids. If your kids are quite arty or you want to get them interested in something like this. So, yeah, if you have any ideas of random things you'd like me to try and make a sculpture with that you might have kicking around the house, or give me a list of things that you've got and you don't know what to do with them. If I've got them, chances are I have. I'll try and throw something together and see what we can create. That being said, like if you like what you see, comment if you've got something to say, and subscribe if you really like what you see and you want to see more and know when it's coming. Thank you all again so much. Take care and see you in the next one.